The movie opens with a report highlighting the high number of bank robberies in Charleston, making it the most notorious area for such crimes worldwide. Arthur Shee, a 57-year-old police officer, is seen waiting outside the bank in their truck as his colleague takes money inside. Meanwhile, a group of robbers gathers for a briefing before executing their heist.
Cop to a fuck if we see SWAT.
They want to get hurt for $10 an hour, don't get.
The masked robbers storm the bank, aggressively ordering everyone to the floor while destroying computers and phones. They demand access to the vault and force the bank manager to open it when the clock strikes 9 p.m.
When's the time lock set for? Sweetheart, in the corner. Get in the corner. You too, brother, man.
The bank manager, Claire, is visibly shaken, and one robber shouts at her, further increasing her anxiety.
Let's go!
However, another robber tries to calm her by holding her hand. As the robbers collect money from the vault, they destroy the bank's CCTV footage in the microwave. There's a knock on the front door. While everyone lies on the floor, the bank manager secretly activates the fire alarm with her foot. The fire department arrives, but the robbers are quick to react.
Fire alarm, this address. Nobody did anything.
One of them knocks out a bank worker, causing a bleeding head wound. After pouring bleach over the counters to destroy evidence, they leave, dumping the bank manager on the side of the road. The FBI soon investigates the robbery. They discover the car used by the robbers, which has been set on fire.
All the pro guys I know are away, so
The robbers regroup at an ice skating rink and are reminded of the trouble they're in when they realize they have the bank manager's license. The bank manager, Claire, is summoned by the FBI.
is there anything you can identify about these men? Anything you...
Might have escaped because they had guns.
And is assured that they will catch the robbers.
You got nothing to worry about. We're gonna find these guys.
Meanwhile, two robbers, Doug and James, meet with Michael, collect a package, and deliver it to various clients. They then go to celebrate their successful heist at a club. Later, one robber, Doug, reunites with his ex-girlfriend. The next day, he follows Claire to a laundromat and, after a conversation, asks her out for a drink.
Why don't you let me buy you a drink? See if we can turn your week around.
In a twist, Michael is ambushed by the FBI agent Adam and arrested. There is an evolving relationship between Doug, one of the robbers, and Claire. Doug takes Claire on a boat ride, and during their time together, she unknowingly reveals her connection to the case. Meanwhile, the FBI is closing in on Doug and his team. Claire and Doug continue their complicated relationship, and on one of their dates, she convinces Doug to go visit her colleague at the hospital together, assistant bank manager Victor, who was attacked during the robbery. Claire mentions to Doug that her previous car, which was vandalized,
I'm not sure if it was the same guys who trashed my car. I started with yelling when I walked by,
and Doug goes on a revenge mission to find out who vandalized Claire's car. He meets Kenny, a drug dealer, who provides information about the person responsible. Claire and Doug go on a date in a garden, where Doug opens up about his childhood and how his mother left him when he was young. Meanwhile, at the FBI headquarters, agents hold a briefing about the individuals involved in the bank robbery. They begin building a case against one of the members. Later, during another meeting between Claire and Doug, Claire mentions that it's the anniversary of her brother's death.
On really sunny days, I always think of someone dying. My brother died on a day like this.
Jim unexpectedly joins them, and sensing something is off, remarks that Doug had never mentioned Claire before. This creates tension and awkwardness between the three. As tensions rise, Doug's involvement with Claire is revealed. At home, he has a confrontation with Jimmy about his personal life. Doug has a difficult conversation with his father, Steve MacRay, in prison. Back at Claire's house, Doug narrates his journey after he was drafted. This was after Claire saw an image of him at the Girls and Boys Club. He then asked Claire if they could go to her room. The next morning, Doug and his crew set out on another heist. During the operation, they are intercepted by the police but manage to escape. Meanwhile, the lead FBI agent, Adam, is frustrated when the forensic team finds no fingerprints or evidence in the getaway vehicle. Despite the lack of leads, the FBI orders the arrest of Doug's crew. However, during interrogation, none of them cooperates, leading to their release. Meanwhile, Claire is caught in the middle of Doug's world and the FBI's investigation. She is later confronted by the FBI, who find the necklace Doug gave her. In a dramatic turn, Doug attempts to say his goodbyes to his friend Jimmy and the florist, Fergie.
You got a problem with that? I live at 551.
Do you think you are?
Claire is furious with Doug and tells him to leave her house. Meanwhile, the florist, Fergie, looking for a way to get to Doug, threatens Claire. He then gathers the crew and informs them about a new mission.
Merchandise, total haul. That is when you hit.
At the club, Shane encounters an FBI agent, Adam, who attempts to bribe her into giving up the team. She refuses and demands a lawyer.
I want a lawyer.
It's all about protecting yourself.
The FBI receives a tip about the upcoming mission, which turns out to be a setup. Just before the heist, Shane, accompanied by her child, interrupts Doug. She confronts him about the necklace he gave to another woman, something she heard from the FBI agent, Adam. Shane insists that Doug should leave with her instead, but he tells her he plans to leave with someone else.
I'm leaving with somebody else.
Come on. What are you gonna have me to tell you?
Feeling hurt and rejected, Shane becomes emotional, and Doug eventually kicks her and her child out so he can focus on the mission. Realizing Doug doesn't care about her, Shane later meets with the FBI agent, Adam, again at the hospital. The agent assures her that he will help her. Doug and Jimmy, disguised as police officers, manage to gain access to the facility. However, they are confronted by the security team, who ask about the whereabouts of Mike, a fellow security guard. In the cash room, Doug and Jimmy threaten two employees, Arnold Washington and Clement, to gain access. They collect the money and head to the parking lot to rendezvous with the rest of the team. As they prepare to leave, Doug realizes something is wrong. The building has been cleared, and police officers surround the perimeter.
Looked around the block. There's no cars, no vans around.
Jimmy spots armed officers nearby and opens fire. A shootout begins. Outnumbered by law enforcement, one of the robbers, Glonsey, attempts to draw police attention away by driving off in their getaway van. He is shot dead. The remaining team members, Doug and Jimmy, scramble to come up with a new escape plan. Still wearing police uniforms, Doug and Jimmy manage to exit the building. However, Jimmy is spotted by the FBI agent.
Sir, can you hold up a minute? Officer!
A fierce gunfight breaks out. Despite being surrounded, Jimmy refuses to surrender and continues to shoot back. Doug watches from a distance, unsure of what to do. Jimmy is ultimately gunned down, and Doug escapes. Doug storms into the florist's shop and kills both the florist and his bodyguard in a fit of rage and retaliation. The FBI rushes to Claire's home, anticipating that Doug will try to contact her. They set up surveillance and listen in on their conversation. Doug, watching from a distance, sees Claire lie to the agents, claiming that she hasn't been in touch with him and that they aren't with her. Doug promises Claire that he will meet her in an hour, and the FBI prepares to capture him when he shows up.
I'll see you.
Okay.
Instead of meeting her, Doug buries a bag of money in Claire's flower garden and leaves her a heartfelt note, which she discovers while tending to the garden.
By the time you read this, I'll be long gone. Life, I'm leaving this city.
Doug leaves Charlestown for good, never to return. The money Doug left behind was later used to build a hockey rink for the Boys and Girls Club that Claire had been mentoring. The movie ends with Doug starting a new life in a different city, searching for a fresh beginning.